In this video, I will explain how to calculate the average daily balance on a credit card. So here's the formula that you can use. The average daily balance is equal to the sum of the daily balances divided by the total days in the billing cycle. Now, the reason that you would even calculate this in the first place is because it's used to calculate something known as a finance charge. So the finance charge on a credit card is calculated as the average daily balance times the monthly interest rate. So let's take a look at an example of how to actually calculate the average daily balance and then how to use that to calculate the finance charge. This example says, on April 1st, Randy has an unpaid balance of $100 on his credit card. On April 11th, he makes a purchase of $50. On April 21st, he makes a payment of $70. The billing cycle ends April 30th. Calculate his finance charge at 2.1% per month by using the average daily balance method. So using the average daily balance method, what we're trying to do is just figure out the sum of the daily balances. So from April 1st to April 30th, the end of the billing cycle, what is the total sum of the daily balances on Randy's credit card? So we can see on April 1st, he starts with an unpaid balance of $100. He then carries this $100 as his unpaid balance until April 11th when he makes a purchase of $50. So that's going to bump up the total balance to $150. So let's write that out. From April 1st through, let's call it April 10th, his balance is $100. And then on April 11th, he makes a purchase. So his balance is going to jump up to $150. And then it looks like he's going to carry that balance until April 21st when he makes a payment. So we can say from April 11th through April 20th, the balance that he was carrying was $150. Then on the 21st, he makes a payment of $70. So in other words, he pays down his credit card balance. So $150 minus $70, that would bring his balance down to $80. And it looks like he carries that balance through the end of the billing cycle on April 30th. So we can say from April 21st through April 30th, his balance was, remember, $150 minus $70, so it was $80. So to calculate his average daily balance over these 30 days of April, we need to find the sum of the daily balances first. So for these first 10 days, April 1st through the 10th, we can see he had a balance of $100. So we can say the sum of these 10 days is just $100 times 10, which is $1,000. So that's the sum for the first 10 days. Then from April 11th through the 20th, that's another 10 days, he's carrying a balance of $150. So we can say 150 times 10. For these 10 days, his balance was, that turns out to be 1,500. And then lastly, from April 21st through April 30th, so that's another 10 days, he's carrying a balance of $80. So $80 times 10 days, the sum of these 10 days is $800. So his sum of daily balances for the entire month is just going to be 1,000 plus 1,500 plus 800, which turns out to be 3,300. So this is his sum of daily balances for the 30 days in April. Now we just have to divide that by the total days in the billing cycle. So since the billing cycle started on the 1st and it ran through the 30th, that's 30 days. So our average daily balance, I'll write ADB for short, is going to be the sum of the daily balances, so 3,300 divided by the 30 days. So 3,300 divided by 30, that turns out to be $110. So that is Randy's average daily balance. That's the average balance of his credit card during these 30 days of April. The last step to calculate the finance charge is we take that average daily balance and we multiply it by the monthly interest rate, which we're told is 2.1%. So we can say the finance charge, or I'll write FC for short, is equal to $110 times 2.1% as a decimal, that's 0.021. So if you punch 110 times 0.021 into a calculator, you get 2.31. We're talking about dollars. So the finance charge that Randy will have to pay for April is $2.31.